Hello, Danvers, and welcome to another exciting edition of Danvers Daily. As always, I'm Greg Dolan, the Executive Director here at DCAT, and today I'm joined by a local musician, Andy Connolly, who has an album coming out called Peregrine Stanzas, which drops tomorrow, May 30th, my birthday, so if you're watching it in the future, it's already out. It's going to be great. Andy is very talented. You came in here and you were like, I had this album coming out, and I was really curious about it, and when you sent me the first song, I was blown away. It's
Thank you.
awesome. So I think for me, what's interesting to start with in these kind of conversations is a little bit about like your musical background, how you got into music, what your influences are. So when did you start?
Well, I started when I was a kid, probably 9 or 10 years old, and despite the young age, Queen was the band.
Really?
So much so that the coin on my guitar there is Brian May's face, the guitar player
Is it
from
really?
Queen. Yep. And from there, it was Joe Satriani, it was Van Halen, it was Thin Lizzy. Modern now these days, I said 21st century. Alter Bridge, Marianas Trench, Mammoth.
So lots of people with chops, right?
Go into the soup.
So do you consider yourself pretty technically adept when it comes to guitar?
I do my best.
Yeah, because from what I've heard, the guitar work is excellent, and it's really cool just to kind of see someone local still playing rock music.
Yep.
You don't get that a lot these days, and I was so excited when someone came in and was like, A, I'm in a band, B, I'm good, and C, it's rock music. I was like, this is super exciting, and I think the people of Danvers need to know.
I kind of live in my own bubble. It's like when I peep my head out, it's like, where's all the rock bands? You know,
Yeah.
where's everything go? You know, it's like I feel like Kilroy.
Well, yeah,
you know, but
yeah, and there's definitely they're still out there, right?
Yeah,
And
you just have to look for it. you know?
exactly. So tell me a little bit more about the album itself. So what was your process with getting this album created as far as like, how long ago did you write the songs? Like, have these been cooking for a while, or is this something that it's just sort of like you wrote as you went kind of thing? How does that work?
Well, these are mostly new songs. You know, I had a really crazy burst of inspiration last summer after I had written the first song of this batch was a song called "Taken by the Night," which is an instrumental piece. I just had the craziest burst of inspiration, and stuff just came flowing out. And not to be undermined in the slightest, the song Rough Diamonds was co-written for the first time I've done co-written outside of bands with my friend Patrick Walsh, who wrote the lyrics, which inspired me to write the music, which is usually backwards.
That's backwards. Yeah, that's cool.
For me, anyway.
Yeah, for a lot of people, yeah. I guess there's no right way to do it or wrong way to do it.
As long as it comes out good.
Exactly,
you know? Yeah, these songs were fresh. You know, they were never really... Not that I don't try and sit on them for a while, but I try to make them as good as possible. And also, that's the only reason, not the only, but there's a reason why there's only 6 songs on the album. Quality over quantity.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah. And I know from talking to you before, you definitely used some like amazing session musicians to get this get this pulled together. So what was that process like? So you did your pieces up here?
Yep.
So where did you record?
Right in my living room.
Awesome, sounds
the
great.
Desk, right at the desk.
And then where did you send them down to Nashville?
Send them to Nashville to Scott Bush, who's a producer down there, and he has working a lot with Billy Sheehan, the bass player who used to work with David Lee Roth, the Winery Dogs, Mr. Big, just big names.
That must have been cool for you because I know you mentioned Van Halen.
I'm such a and Billy's actually my favorite bass player.
Yeah.
And now that we've gotten to be friendly, it's been such a trip.
That's so cool.
And on top of that, having Ray Luzier on drums on Rough Diamonds, who's the song Rough Diamonds, who's Ray's the drummer from Korn.
Yeah.
And is just a freak of nature in the best way possible. You know, ambidextrous drumming, drum rolls with one hand. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
you know,
I think I saw some clips of him in the music video. Correct, right?
Which we'll see.
Yeah. So I think that maybe it's a good time to throw it over. So which song is this music video clip from? So this is from Rough Diamonds, and this is really cool because you get to see a little bit of you, but then you also see some of the session tracking as well.
Billy
mixed
and
into it.
Ray.
Yeah, which is really awesome. So let's take a quick look at that, and we'll be right back.
Choose to find
Very cool. So welcome back. So that was great. So obviously you had the mix of the session drummers, and then where did you film the stuff for your portion?
Outside in the Salem area.
Yeah.
And actually the guy writing in the journals is actually Patrick. The
Oh,
guy
cool.
Who wrote the lyrics.
He's a lyricist,
in his
right? So you
natural
got him worked in.
habitat.
Yeah, that's awesome. So are the other songs of the album like similar in style?
Similar, yep. And then there's a kind of a more mellow, almost folky type of song called in the Belly of This Whale, which is actually spoken word lyrics.
Yep.
And then the producer of the whole album, Dan Kupka, who's a friend of mine, did a complete carte blanche remix of Taken by the Night, and he turned it into an EDM song, actually.
Oh,
which
interesting.
is really cool.
That's really
I
cool.
was blown away by that one. And we did a really trippy video for it too, of all
really?
the cosmos and space stuff too. So
that's awesome.
That was really fun too.
So if people want to hear more, what should they do? Where should they look?
You can go whatever digital music, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all those big ones, they're there. And if you want to learn more about myself as well, I have a book, I have a podcast, I have a whole bunch of different stuff too. It's andyconnolly.com.
Cool.
I like how I wrote it out there in the air.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
We'll try to get it down the bottom.
We can do that there, yeah.
We'll make it magically appear.
But yeah, andyconnolly.com for any of the stuff there. And it also has the links to the Spotify and all that stuff there on the site as well.
Well, that is awesome. So if you, again, it's andyconnolly.com, also Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. Check it out. Support a local artist, someone who's talented, someone who's local. And I'm looking forward to hearing more from both on the album and whatever you have in the future. We're always happy to have you in, talk a little bit more about it.
Greg, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for having
me. All right.
me.
Hey, thanks for coming on, and we'll catch you next time on Danvers Daily. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.